Good morning and welcome to another Parker Adams boat sales video walkthrough. We're here today. It's a pretty murky, horrible morning on the Parker Adams boat sales pontoon on the River Hamble. Just give you a quick view round. We've got a Fairline Targa 30 here that's currently under offer, a Sea-Line S23 that's currently under offer, and also our Parker Adams boat sales Axopar, which is going to be available for charter next year. So what I'm here to talk to you about today is the boat that is just behind me. It is, as I'm sure many of you will notice, a Fairline Targa 34. Now this boat is pretty special to me because this is actually the boat that I sold last year. So this was my family boat for a couple of years and I absolutely loved the boat. I always regretted not doing a video walkthrough tour on it, but the problem was we sold it too quickly. So last summer I put it on the market and we sold it in under 2 hours, had the deposit in our account in 2.5 hours after listing. So that's the reason that I never did a walkthrough tour on it now. The owner has not used it very much this year and decided to sell it on again, and so just behind me is my old Fairline Targa 34. Now it's not actually for sale because we've sold it already. The Fairline Targa 34 is probably without question the most popular boat on the Solent at the moment. When the phone rings and someone says I'm looking for a sports cruiser around 35 feet, must have 2 cabins, it's always the Fairline Targa 34, and they sell incredibly quickly. So I resold this boat in about, I think it was 2 days this time, for really good money, and it commands it. So what I'm going to do is give you a walkthrough tour of the Fairline Targa 34. Now I'm conscious that I've done one of these before, so I'm not going to go into lots and lots of details, but what I'm going to focus on mainly on this one are some of the upgrades that I did to it, because as you may have caught up with my videos, I like to do upgrades to boats. I've got a Fairline Phantom 40 now, which is just in the distance over there, and I like to go through the boat, change carpets, covers, upholstery, and really freshen up the boats. And I did that with this Fairline Targa 34, and hopefully this is a nice opportunity to show you what I did. So let's step aboard. I'm just going to cut briefly while I step on board because it's very rainy down here and there's probably water on the lens, so I'm just going to step on board the boat and clean that off. Okay, so the lens has been cleaned off, so let's start at the stern. You can see the bathing platform on these boats, and this is a 2002 boat. Now the bathing platforms on these, at this sort of age, the teak has normally started to lift and not in particularly good order. So I got all of the teak on this boat replaced. Of course, I used Elite Teak, Ty Conway and the team at Elite Teak did an incredible job, and you can see that the finish, attention to detail on this is absolutely fantastic. I also fitted Snap Davits. These were brilliant on a trip up to Devon last year. I had a little Honwave, I think it was a 240 that I clipped to the back and then just lifted back up onto here. So let's step aboard. Again, you can see the Elite Teak all the way through here. This is a traditional colour and I think works really nicely. And from an upholstery point of view, what I did on this boat is I did a Spalding Diamante. Now a lot of boats are coming with Silvertex at the moment. Just getting close down, you can see that Diamante has got this really nice slightly diamond finish to it. So this is, I think it's called Mercury and Indigo. The colours on this I think work really nicely. This was all reupholstered by MJM Boats. Now Martin Deuce, who runs MJM, is actually the original Fairline trimmer. So there's a very good chance that he actually reupholstered this boat from new and then redid it when I asked him to. We use him for all the work that we do at the moment for trimming work, and he did all the work on my Phantom 40 as well. So quick walkthrough tour. In this space here you have a storage locker, good place to put the electrical cables and various tools, etc. The arrangement on the Targa 34 is that this hatch lifts up. So it's electronically operated. You just need to remove that cushion, and then the hatch comes up. There's additional storage just under here, which is quite deep storage, lockers there for oils, engine oils, etc. If you lift this up here, you've got these cupboards here, which are quite good for storing ropes. They're all draining lockers. So let's step up. Again, you can see the teak is beautifully finished, all the kick plates, everything all done really nicely. So let's look at the dash. What did I do on the dash? So on the dash, I upgraded to the very latest Raymarine Axiom. I'm pretty certain there's an Axiom 7 that I fitted into there. The Axiom, it fits absolutely perfectly. So you're quite limited on size as to what you put into that original space, but I chose to put this Raymarine Axiom in here. I then upgraded these two items. We put autopilot on it. So this boat had autopilot fitted in 2020 and changed this Raymarine i70. This is a brilliant unit. You can flick through, you can customise it to be anything that you want. You've got your headings, your speed, your depth, your speed, absolutely anything that you want to configure on that i70. It's a really nice unit for that. Little touches that I did on this boat, upgrading all of the switch covers. Really simple thing to do, but it just modernises this dash. I also changed the Volvo Penta leg controls. Again, they start to get a little bit tatty at this sort of age, so it's just those little touches that I did. I thought about upgrading the VHF, but to be honest, I went down the approach of this Simrad shipmate isn't broken. It works absolutely perfectly, so I didn't change it. But it's something that I am aware that is 20 years old and could need to be updated in the future. One of the nice things about the Raymarine plotters is that they can interface with an iPad. So I added on here a ScanStrut iPad holder. This is a really nice, very, very solid, sturdy iPad. And I used to keep an iPad Pro in there, which linked across to the Axiom, which used to give all the data up there as well. You could also install the Navionics chart as well, which gives you an option of having effectively a dual Chartplotter option. On the Targa 34, you have a compass, which is set in here. Those compasses can get quite yellowy at this age, so I replaced that with a nice bright white EU compass. All the dials, everything works. You can see around here, you've got storage space in here, you've got drinks holders. I should have mentioned the covers. The covers were all replaced. I used JB Yacht Services for the covers. JB has been making covers for me and my family for about 25 years. He's absolutely, in my opinion, the best in the business. He makes fantastic covers. They're so hard, so tight. What we used to do when we drove this boat a lot was actually take the sides out, front out, and just leave this bimini up. And he put a little tag on here, and there's a clip at the front, and then that just tightens that down, but actually you didn't even need it, the covers were so tight. This boat is fitted with CAD 300, so 285 horsepower, and we would cruise on this boat at about 30 to 32 knots. So it is a really, really effortless cruising boat. I'm going to sit down again. The beauty of the CAD 300s is you just have power on tap. The performance up onto the plane is absolutely effortless. It's around about 40 knot performance, which makes cruising at 30-32 knots just incredibly easy. When we went down to Dartmouth last year, we left Lymington. I went from the Lymington Yacht Haven into just the castle at Dartmouth in exactly 3 hours. It was just an effortless boat to take down there, and actually very fuel efficient as well. These CAD 300s are brilliant. One particular trip on this boat I did last year was I took the boat from the Hamble to Yarmouth and back. I filled it at the Hamble, I filled it again when I got back. I did 44 litres of fuel, so they are very, very efficient engines. So another quick look around. That's the dash. On the Targa 34, you have, of course, a wet fridge here. You can hear that working possibly in the background there. Close that up. That gets really nice and cool. So let's step down below. So down below, there's a few little things that I did. Well, actually, there's a lot I did, but I'll start off on the steps. I decided I wanted the same steps to be here as it was in the cockpit, so Ty from Elite Teak finished off these steps as well, which I think look fantastic. I changed all the curtains for blinds, which I think give a much more modern, fresh feel to it. And you can see here, it's the galley, everything is in absolutely perfect order. This boat isn't fitted with a generator. We had gas hob here and a gas oven. There's a little cubby hole in here as well. Quite a good place to put keys and bits and bobs, and also plates will fit in there. Upgraded the Fusion head unit here. Now just to note that when I upgraded the Fusion head unit on this, I went for the RA70N. Now the reason I went for the RA70N is because up on the Axiom, I linked it all across on the network, and just scroll across, go to Chart Audio, click that on, and now you have here all your Fusion controls. So all of the Fusion control can be operated from the Axiom, as well as having the head unit down here and on your phone. So that's what you get with the Fusion RA70N. So the Targa 34, as many of you are aware, you've got the distribution panel is just under here. You have the air dispatcher heating control. It's a 7-day timer control. In here you have a lift-up cupboard. You've got storage in there, plates, glasses, etc. And if I spin around now, just show the carpet as well, everything was recarpeted. and we use a synthetic carpet, so it was bleach scrubbable, very easy to keep clean. And again, you can see we've changed the blinds, changed 2 blinds from curtains, which give this really much more modern, clean look to the Targa 34. The material we use to reupholster all of these is called Dolce. It's a synthetic leather, so it's not a real leather, it's synthetic. I've done it on my new boat as well, and it has a really nice look and feel. It is absolutely just like leather, but without needing to the issues with animals, and also it's got a much nicer feel to it as well, which is very good. So let's step into the heads. So the heads is here. The heads is pretty straightforward on these. The only thing that I always point out on the Targa 34, which is quite a nice feature, is you pull that round and you've got additional storage in there. Straightforward heads. There's a shower here. The shower curtain pulls round, but the whole thing turns into a wet room in there, and yeah, shower up at the top there. Close it up again. The forward cabin on the Targa 34, you've got a good sized bed. It's off centre, it's not a central bed. You need to move up to the Targa 37 in order to get the first central bed in the Fairline range. You've got nice touches, like you've got LED lights that are just tucked behind there. Again, all of the upholstery all around the edges was reupholstered using the Dolce, the same colour, and this edge all around the bed here again was all replaced, as well as all the carpet that you can see. So all very nice, clean. I absolutely love this boat. It's so nice to be back on board. The blind up there. We did keep the curtains in here just to keep it a little bit cosier, but the new owner, if they wanted to, could of course change those for blinds as well. Let's just walk back through here. Little things that I did here. The struts on these tend to get quite weak this time, so I replaced all of these with gas struts. So actually when you close these now, press that there, it opens automatically. The little touches like that I think make quite a big difference. So that is the saloon area on the Targa 34. Step into, actually a little trick, people always like this, you have in here a little footstool. Little footstool pulls out, and then just underneath here, you pull that round, again that was all reupholstered, so you've got an extra seat there round the table. That's quite a nice little feature there on the Targa 34. I'll tap that back into there, and then that just stores back into here. These plates here, I had these re-anodised so they keep them all nice and fresh and clean, and the storage just under here is where the bin sits on the Targa 34. So that's the galley area, the saloon, all reupholstered, new carpets, everything is very fresh on this boat. Through here, all new carpets. This some people, when they reupholster these, they don't reupholster this seat here, and I think that's a shame because it's nice to have it consistent throughout the whole boat. So this here was reupholstered again using the Dolce, and down in here, all of the linings all around this back cabin were reupholstered. Again, kept the curtains in here just to keep it a little bit softer. This is fitted with the twin singles, but you can get an infill there, and we've got the very original sunbathing cushions for the front deck there as well. So everything in here very pristine, and this was fitted with the optional sink unit here. So let's go back outside. I think that pretty much concludes this walkthrough tour. I just wanted to give you a really quick overview of the boat. It's something I always kicked myself last year of not doing one of these walkthrough tours on a boat which I absolutely loved. Had many happy times with my family on it, and it's changed ownership last year and has done again now. It's actually going off to the new owners today. So thanks so much for watching this Parker Adams walkthrough tour. Please get in touch if you'd like to sell your boat with us. Please let us know. We do drone videos on all the boat listings, we do walkthrough tours. So many of the boats that we're actually selling directly from these walkthrough tours now, so please get in touch with us. We'd love to have a conversation with you. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel as well, so we can keep growing the numbers and keep bringing you videos just like this. Thanks so much, and look forward to speaking to you again soon. Many thanks.